Well, this is something we've seen before, but it's very interesting this time for sure. Two tropical systems out there in the Atlantic.
Meteorologist Ross Whitley tells us why it's the unnamed system we're watching.
Certainly is the unnamed system out there, but we're saying goodbye to Gabrielle. Finally, it's up into the extratropics and starting to look like it as well. This is moving well away from the U.S. mainland and will continue to do so, now down to a Category 2 hurricane, and you can already see the sheared effects. But as we check out the rest of the tropics, the newly named system Humberto, as well as 93L, a little bit closer, and that's the one that Liz was just talking about, the system we're watching a little more closely because that's the one that could bring us impacts. As we check out the latest track here with Humberto, expected to move close to Bermuda, but eventually going to curve around it, and that is around the subtropical ridge. That one not really a concern for us here in the Carolinas. However, as we get into the scenarios and the computer models here, you can see that we have two separate tracks. Humberto moving around Bermuda, the other system getting a little bit closer to the Carolinas. And why is that? Well, that is because we have three players out there. We have the high pressure ridge, that is the subtropical ridge, where all tropical systems are steered by, as well as the low pressure system working in. That's an upper level low, and that could pull the system toward us. So Humberto is going to move around the subtropical ridge, and since Humberto is likely going to be the stronger of the two low pressure systems between the upper level low, it will likely end up weakening 93L, or what could become Imelda, and then absorb it. That will take it out into sea, which means no issue for us here in the Carolinas. However, the unlikely scenario, but still on the table, is one where the upper level low is stronger and these two systems do not impact each other. If that is the case, then we actually see our 94L rather move a little closer to the upper level system. And in that case, we're talking about rain here in the Carolinas and possibly even some tropical impacts. And that is the scenario that is a little more concerning, at least as far as us here in the Carolinas. It is the unlikely of the two main scenarios, but certainly it does need to be watching. When there's three players on the board, as we have out there at the current moment, you can really have a number of different solutions take place, and that's why we're watching this so very closely, because it's certainly not set in stone yet.